So I learned a cool thing about a little bit of Baldur's Gate lore the other day. And I actually never thought about this before, but none of your companions in Baldur's Gate, like all of them, are medium-sized creatures. There's no gnomes or dwarves or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And I had never thought about this, but I was like, oh man, yeah, they're kind of size-ish.
Hating the little folk.
Yeah. The little folk are underrepresented here.
Wait, have there never been? Are there halflings in BG?
Yeah, there's halflings, but
there's gnomes, and there's dwarves.
But all your companions are mediums, so like your Astarian and all that, like all the NPCs, like I guess
characters.
The origin characters, the playable characters, party members, are all medium. They're all human, Githyanki, elf,
Tiefling,
whatever, tiefling. And so apparently the reason for this, actually, though, is mind flayers tend to only infect medium-sized creatures because when you turn into a mind flayer, your cranium expands drastically. You have a big ass noggin, and if you're a halfling, your frame of your body cannot physically hold your big ass mind flayer head up. And so there's this thing where a lot of them, when they are transform or whatever, they literally drag their heads along the ground until they just die.
Oh wow, that's kind of great.
So now it makes this whole thing he gave me. Now I feel like I need to play one of those races and then become a mind flayer later.
Yeah, spoilers for Baldur's Gate 3, by the way.
I mean, it's been out a 5 years now, so
that does remind me of something. It was a thought it was more of a it was a serious thought, but in retrospect, it kind of made me chuckle. And it was I had gotten my year-end review for my YouTube page. Like, what did I view this year the most? I gotten it for Spotify and Apple Music. What have I been listening to? And I was like, man, I haven't logged on to PlayStation in a while. I need to go ahead and log on and see what I play. And I said to myself, I swear to God, if my number one game is BG3 for 3 years in a row, I'm gonna flip some shit. But it got me thinking because I don't know what game have you guys think you played the most this year?
This year? Ugh.
Yeah.
This year, it's probably Arc Raiders for me. I have about
already.
I got about 270 on that.
Yeah, shit. I know I've told you this off mic, but it has consumed my house, minus me and the people who don't play. I just don't understand the hype, but at the same time, Caleb, James, and Don fully enthralled with this game.
It's very much it's definitely not for you. And the thing about it is, I don't think an extraction shooter has the same reach that a lot of genres have. People are very passionate about E33 as its turn-based narrative RPG. That genre has not gone anywhere despite the industry trying to force it out or whatever. Baldur's Gate 3 also proved that. With an extraction shooter, it's if you think about all the different games where the genre has kind of been perfected. The most recent one that came out, probably would be the dawn of the battle royal, right? Mm-hmm. Battle royale, whatever you want to call it. Where a little game called PUBG that you may or may not have heard of started that shit, and then years later we got Fortnite, and we also got Warzone. And those are kind of the main ones. And now it's if you come out with a big shooter, you're expected to have a battle royale mode. Battlefield 6 recently, came out with one. Call of Duty has Warzone all the time. It's actually its own thing, separate thing, basically. You don't even have to own Call of Duty to play it. And that's kind of what Arc Raiders is, the extraction shooter. A lot of people credit this game called Escape from Tarkov. And it was kind of like PUBG in the same sense of PUBG was very and still to this day is very bare bones. You can tell it's an indie dev. It's kind of janky. Escape from Tarkov is the same way. Very janky. There's no tutorials. They don't explain shit to you. It's very
God.
Yeah, it's very get in there and figure it out, kid. And so Arc Raiders is really, I think, the perfection of that genre where somebody said, okay, this is a cool-ass idea. Now let me go in here and perfect it.
Yeah.
And I think Arc Raiders is like the best example of an extraction shooter that we've gotten. I just don't know that as a genre that an extraction shooter has the mass appeal that something like a Helldivers 2 or a Call of Duty or a Baldur's Gate 3 or even like an E33. I don't know if it has the mass appeal that has. But I will say that a lot of people have been playing it and really enjoying it. And a lot of people have never played an extraction shooter and don't know what it is, and then they're getting involved and finding out very quickly that it either is or is not for them.
Oz, I would really love to play Helldivers 2 with you. It's not that I don't want to play with Caleb, but I know Caleb's probably pretty good at it.
You can play with Jazz. Jazz plays.
I know Jazz plays, but you don't play Helldivers 2?
No.
Oh.
He doesn't really play video games where there are other people.
I don't. Like, I'm very much a solo gamer, and I'm okay with it.
But even if, like, you play with, it's you and the squad. It's squad.
Yeah.
Squad.
I mean, you might I know you would hate Arc Raiders, but you might would like Helldivers too because it's just you and your friends versus the computer, and it's very it's straight up what's the movie?
Oh, Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Okay, and again, like, it's just not one of those things that appeals to me super like a whole lot. Like, not like Baldur's Gate immediately did, and also E33.
Yeah, there's no narrative.
Yeah, so and that, like, I'm very much a story-driven person.
There is definitely a story here. The story is democracy and liberty, and no matter what, we are the good guys.
Oh, no matter what, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same thing in Arc Raiders. We're also the good guys. But yeah, they drop you on a planet, you fight a bunch of bugs or robots, and then you do the thing.
You collect stuff, you extract, you level up, get new guns and new armor, new fancy shit.
Oh god, what was that? There was a game that the kids got me to play with them with Jazz. I cannot remember but you get dropped on a planet and you're supposed to find resources, and you go into these freaking vault like things and you have to dodge monsters and shit.
Oh, I didn't know the game you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but like
it's like right there on my tongue.
Like, yeah, like I played that one time with them, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need the jump scares. I don't need my children trying to kill me, because that's a thing.
Well, the other people can kill you in Helldivers.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if we play Helldivers together, you would have the highest kill count because you would probably kill me multiple times on accident.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you can like call in like an orbital strike, and like if your teammates over there, then
they're gonna get obliterated. Yeah. It's always a fun time though. But in line of tonight's topic, I had a question in mind that I think about actually pretty often, and I wanted to run it by you guys. So whenever I watch something that is even somewhat of a period piece, I always think about, how would I fare if me today had to exist in that time period? And in this case, minus the fucking demonic parallel universe aliens, how do you guys think you would fare, and how long do you think you would acclimate to 1987?
Well, we were alive in 1987.
Yeah, dog. Well, I think you and I were alive. I don't.
Yeah. No, when I say we, I meant.
But okay, I said, how would you today?
Yeah, exactly. Because we all were very slowly introduced to technology.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be a thing, in 87. It's like, I don't even think we had the NES yet.
No, it was matter of
we had
fact.
Atari.
Derek was playing a regular Nintendo.
No, that'd be the NES. So if Derek had one, it had to be out.
I want to say NES was maybe 86, right? I could be wrong.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, that's fair.
About to find the fuck
NES launch. The original September of 86. Actually, it was released in 83 in Japan as the Famicom, but it didn't come to the U.S.
I remember watching that documentary on Netflix.
Wide release in the U.S. was 1986 September. So we would have had the NES. So, like, the only Ninja Turtles game you got
was that really fucking hard-ass Ninja Turtles game. But to answer your question, honestly, I think I would fare pretty decently. Mostly because I'm all about some nostalgia, especially from my childhood. And I know while I was only like 2 months old when this show technically aired, I think I would still have a really solid time because I still go back and play retro games all the time.
So not to challenge your viewpoint, but I'm going to challenge it.
By all means.
Same.
I think you would have a much harder time than you realize.
Oh, I'm not saying I would not be an adjustment. I'm serious. Like I know, but I think I would eventually I'd be fine.
So is the situation here like, I'm 38 in 1987,
No,
or is
you
this
are
like
plucked from right
okay?
here.
So like
Yeah.
the current me is yeeted to 87. Oh man. Oh well, I'm gonna be rich for one. I'm gonna be very rich. Can I take this with me? Can I take this?
No.
Okay, because if I could take this with me, I could sell this for like $10 million.
Also, another question is like, say, I mean, I'm wearing a Dragon Con 2025 shirt. Like, would like my clothes change to adapt to that, or do I have to go fucking Back to the Future style and go buy my own new shit?
Yeah, would that turn into like a Dragon Con 1 shirt?
I would say it would be something where someone would just look at the shirt and say, "Oh, that's a cool print, man. Like, I like what you made."
Yo, we could go to Dragon Con and fucking hang out with like Mark Hamill, Stan
That's
Lee.
true.
Oh shit! Yeah. See, it's not as bad as you think, man.
Be like, Stan, could you sign like, I don't know, 300 of these for me?
Just right quick.
Yeah,
just real quick, dog.
just real quick, man.
I think things like, first of all, you have to get used to TVs being the sign of this soundboard.
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I definitely. I'm gonna tell you now. I would not be able to watch anything on TV. Like, absolutely not. I mean, about the only thing that you'd probably get me to do is like go to a theater and watch something.
And even those screens back then in theaters.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but they'd be wondering why. Like, I want to go watch Return of the Jedi like 70 times.
Right. Speaking of soundboards, like I know this is getting into the episode, some of the first episode a little bit, but the fact that the crew now owns a radio station, and Robin is over here doing her DJ thing, and Steve is over here fucking plugging shit away.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like way before soundboards.
That is it. Let me tell you, if that amount of effort was required for me to get my sound effects, we just wouldn't have any.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be over here changing out tapes and shit.
I'm going to have to get Caleb to just run circles around here between podcasting and make all the noises.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be podcasts at that time. It would be
broadcasting.
Yeah.
I'm also going to go buy a shit ton of Google stock as soon as it launches. For like
fucking facts.
For like less than $1,
Yeah, and I think about all of the things that would take the most adjustments. First of all, I think that I would have fun owning a waterbed for maybe a week, and then I think I'm sick of this.
So I had 2 of them growing up, like legit,
and I had one also.
And while the appeal as a younger a child, was okay. Now, as an adult, no.
I mean this in multiple facets. I need stability.
Yes. They're actually, taking the recreational activities aside, which they're horrible for. They are insanely bad for you, like structurally.
I bet. Thinking about it now. But you see, when I was a kid and like relatives had waterbeds and whatever, I would think those are really cool. But now as an adult with like a grown man back, I couldn't imagine.
Also, if it gets in any way cold in your house, like you're fucked.
Not necessarily, because like the one that I had actually had a built-in heater.
Oh, mine didn't have that shit.
I mean, granted, it barely ever worked, but it still had it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I would use any computers because they would drive me absolutely insane.
Yeah. So, oddly enough, the first computer my mom, because as it has been reflected on pretty much everything that I've ever done technology-wise, I'm always late to everything. My very first computer was old as shit. It had the black screen with the green letters, and that was our family computer for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, my first one was a
While everybody
orange-
else had, computers.
No, my first one was an orange background with white letters.
Oh damn!
I had the compact portable 3. It was about yay wide, about yay deep, and it was like
Compact, huh? And portable.
Yeah, and the screen was like latched to it. You kind of latched the screen off, and then it kind of tilted it up, and the screen was about that thick.
Oh,
It had a whopping 640 kilobytes of RAM.
What did you do with all that?
Ooh.
Yeah, I opened up Corel WordPerfect and typed, and it also, get this now, it had both the 5 and a quarter and the 3.5 floppy.
So he could save the world.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, if he typed the world on the document, he could save it.
Yeah. It was unhackable, though.
That's true.
Couldn't hack that shit.
What is there to hack?
I think about the things that would be the most difficult for me to adjust to. Obviously, like you already mentioned, both of you actually, TV, movies, and video games would be so different.
I think the video games would be the easiest thing because,
Yeah.
I like, retro gaming. I mean, I had an NES, you know what I mean? Like, I played those games.
I had everything until PS3.
I'm going to be sitting around waiting on Sega Genesis to come out forever.
Yeah.
But,
Right?
that the video games would be tough, but not that tough. TV and movies, I would be screwed other than, going to a theater at a minimum. I'm going to be screwed on the computer front for another reason, too. Not only that, the computers in 1987 were shit, but, they also cost $10,000.
Oh, shit.
So I'm not going to be able to afford one.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could just go get a job down at a local supermarket and buy one.
Yeah. Part-time.
Yeah, part-time. Also put myself through college while I'm at it.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a couple houses,
I definitely gonna do that now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get me a house for $20,000.
But also for me, comic books would be the easiest adjustment for me, but as a collector, it would also be the most aggravating because I would have to collect floppies.
Yeah.
That's the only format of comic that existed back then. There were no hardcovers. There were no omnis.
Speaking of which, when was the first Omni?
I believe the first Omni was early 2000s.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to wait a while.
I would have to wait a long time.
I just realized that I would have to wait 38 years to get back to where I am in the Cosmere right now.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a thing.
So I'm gonna die.
Oh shit! Hey, I mean, imagine you running into a really young Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
And
I just start spoiling the shit for him.
And you ruin it.
Yeah.
or maybe you are the inspiration for the books.
Oh, it's just a loop.
Yeah, it's 100%. It's a loop.
Yeah, I read it, but then I gave him the idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, well, now that we have bullshitted on time travels and the existential woes that I think about that time travels would cause me. Oh, and blatant racism. It was even worse back then.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, every time a number 1 comes out, you just put that shit in a vacuum seal bag.
Right. Absolutely.
Buy up a shit ton of Beanie Babies.
Oh man, yeah.
Get you a day one Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah, I feel like if you could time travel 40 years into the past, it's like a cheat code. If you can't get rich, then that's how to say a vampire who's lived for centuries. If you ain't rich, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing here. If you can't figure out one of the several avenues to get extremely wealthy with the knowledge that we have in this day and age, then
if I'm not rich by the time the Falcons blow the Super Bowl, I will be rich then.
Damn.
That's a shot, but also that's a real long wait.
But also, if Back to the Future taught us anything, time travel's not meant for personal gain.
Okay, well, it is for me.
Yeah, that's right.
And also, as much as I love and respect Back to the Future, There are only two methods of time travel that I ever acknowledge. It is Terminator and Future Trunks. And so if it is not applied to one of those two treatments, then I force it to. It has to lean towards one or the other.
Oh, okay.
Future Trunks, that's the whole theory of you time travel to prevent something horrible from happening, but your shit is still fucked up.
It's the timeline split.
The timeline split. Or, Terminator, which, ironically enough, old Sarah Connor is tonight's episode. The idea that maybe we can go back in time or maybe we go forward in the future and stop shit from fucking up, or send someone from forward in the future from fucking shit up. It's I don't know,
but it still happens anyway.
Because they got to keep making movies.
That's right. That's right. They should have stopped with the second one.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%. We were talking about that earlier today, where we were talking about like how they shouldn't make any Stranger Things like spinoffs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, about like they're gonna stop with the third Dune movie and how they're not gonna make any more Wicked stuff, and they absolutely will.
It's making money, so they gonna keep making it.
They will keep making it until it doesn't make money. And so until they run it into the ground, that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, that's how all these things go. Says the superhero nerds.
But our main event tonight.
Our main event tonight. Well, before we get too far into things, a special introduction is in order. Homies, one and all, welcome back to another very strange episode of the Superhero Homies podcast.
Kalal, no.
See, this is why I will have to regulate your usage of the soundboard.
You could always just smack him.
No.
My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here once again with the world's greatest co-host, except for when he touches the soundboard, the homie Caleb.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am happy to be here as always.
And returning once again, a gentleman who has been away for far too long, one of my oldest and closest, my nearest and dearest. I'm referring to the homie Oz.
What's going on, everybody? It's funny because, you almost didn't want me on the show tonight.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean about almost.
Yeah, I was driving this. I was sending that text message in the group in the group chat, so it just auto corrected to some other bullshit.
Yeah. But it's funny how I just when I threatened to forget about your D&D character, you just completely retracted your original.
Well, he had stopped driving by then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was pure coincidence, really.
It was kind of funny though, because Caleb was talking about what y'all were going to be, talking about, and I was like, I ain't been on the podcast in a while. I was like, you know what, you're coming. And I'm like, talk to Ace about it first. He's like, nope, I'm just gonna bring him and just show him up. He's gonna show up.
Yeah, I was like, you just gotta show up, dog. Like, just get in the car and just roll up. I got co-host powers.
Yeah, this is also like a random thought that I had some time ago, just laying in bed trying to fall asleep. Like, is there someone Caleb could just show up with who I would say absolutely not?
Well, we let Brendan on the show.
But you didn't just show up with him out of the blue.
That's true, but
unfortunately, I think I was the culprit there.
As far as like anybody I would bring, no, not anybody I realistically would bring over here. No, probably not.
Well, I'll find one.
Oh no!
Oh my!
I mean, I guess I could show it with Dylan. You'd be like, nah.
Nah.
Well, before we get too far into it, we are going to need to go ahead and throw out a very important spoiler warning. So,
Spoilers.
Tonight's episode, we are actually going to be covering, and if you clicked on this shit, you probably already know. We're going to be covering episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everything that has been released as of now for Stranger Things Season 5. So you have been warned. If you have not seen it, go ahead and dip out now. But yeah, we are going to be going full tilt spoilers from this point forward.
Spoiler.
That's right.
Absolutely. Full spoilers ahead. So I don't want to hear no shit about, oh man, you guys spoiled the thing. You clicked on this.
When we clip it,
yeah.
they'll complain about it.
Oh,
we get that in the clips all the time.
It's like, I haven't watched it yet. Have you been living under a rock?
Right. Yeah. What are you doing here?
Although apparently I spoiled the shit. I'm not going to say what the spoiler was because I don't think you've played it either. But I spoiled the shit out of Ragnarok for him on air because I thought he had beat it.
No.
I mean, I feel like that should, like, I figured you would have by now.
Yeah, see, that's
Well,
what
see,
I
Me, it makes more sense because I just don't play shit.
Well,
but
it's not that I didn't play it. I played it and then I got distracted and put it down, and then I went back to it, and then I just had to sit over here and like eat that shit when he said it. Like a part of my heart just sank. I was like, oh, okay.
oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you so much.
like. Oh, but don't let that happen to you. So if you haven't seen the first block of episodes here for season 5, go ahead and dip out now. But since we're on this topic, what do you guys? What's your like overall kind of thoughts on this little block of episodes that we've gotten so far?
My feelings, I'm loving it quite a bit. I will say that there are things that I'm not super crazy about, but at the same time, they're very minuscule. But for the most part, I'm enjoying it just as much as I did when I accidentally put on the first season.
Accidentally.
Yeah, because at that time, nobody who fucking knew what Stranger Things was. It was just on the first season. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, why not? And then fucking fell in love with the show. And they are giving me a lot of that in this season, and I appreciate that.
I actually, on your mentioning that, I hope that they, the Duffer brothers, showed some love to Anthony Mackie, because that interview that he gave, where was like insanely viral. It's where he was talking about like how the idea of a movie star has changed in a lot of ways, like how like he's not a movie star, the Falcon is the movie star. And he started talking about how, like, a lot of things in Hollywood are kind of recycled. And he compared Stranger Things to the Goonies. He was basically like, Stranger Things is kind of just the Goonies, like just a modern interpretation of that. And, that interview, that little clip went incredibly viral. It had like millions of views. And it was around the time season 1 had just came out. And I think a lot of people watched that and were like, man, I like the fucking Goonies, and then they went and watched Stranger Things.
Yeah, because I remember just scrolling through Netflix one night. I think I was working second shift, so like I got off at like 11 o'clock at night. Everybody else is fucking asleep. I have to wake up, at 11 the next morning or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just look, and then I'm like, this looks kind of interesting, and immediately fucking tractor beam locked me in. I was like, shit, okay.
Yeah, I was one of the ones who was anticipating season 1 dropping.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
same.
And it's because it appealed to me on 2 different levels. One, I love retro 80s movies, and this has a real retro 80s feel. And 2, I'm a big horror fan as well. As a matter of fact, for me, 80s horror, for me, still might be the best horror.
I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah. And so they had that appeal on both those angles. And, and then like just, conspiracy theory brain, the Duffers drew influence from like the Montauk experiments. So yeah, let me see what they do with this then. And I thought it was like tremendous. They had me hooked from episode 1 till the credits started to roll at the end of the season. So yeah, I was pretty hooked with it. As far as this season goes, with these batch of episodes, I think it's really good. I really enjoy what I'm seeing. And it's at the point now though where it's getting more difficult to view this show with the same scope that I did years ago when I first started watching the show, because it has grown so much in terms of its viewership and in terms of its own story and what it's doing now. And along with those changes, there are just little things that you have to accept along the way. Some good, some bad. Some good, like their budget is tremendous.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Netflix is like, whatever. Whatever you guys spend.
Whatever you need, you got.
And just one of the minor things about this show, about this season, these episodes that I really think is tremendous is I thought that Vecna looked okay in season 4. I think he looks great now.
Little fact. If you actually look at the art for the official D&D model for Vecna, they actually kind of went with a little more of his shape, like how it's a little more slender in the middle, has the big shoulder pads.
Yeah.
The his armor in D&D actually has more of like that almost shredded metal look, but it's like they translated it to this Vecna, and I felt that was really cool.
You fucking nerd.
Thanks.
He also, he kind of looks like Voldemort and Groot had a butt sex baby.
That's true. Don't forget a little bit of Ultron in there, too. With the face, yeah.
Little Ultron, yeah.
Yeah. In season 4, it's not that it was immersion breaking, but every time I saw him, I just thought, that's the guy in a rubber suit.
And you know what? I actually kind of see that. Yeah, no, 100%, yeah.
I actually think, though, in season 4, like, I'm glad they went with the practical effect for him. You can tell there's more CGI. Like I haven't watched it behind the scenes to see exactly what the method is. But in season 4, it seems like it's the dude in the suit, like they're using like the Iron Man method, where it's the practical effect with the CGI on top of it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like all the slithery shit, that's all CGI.
Yeah.
Whereas they were trying to go as practical as possible, and I think that even though given it's 2025, we're sitting there looking at it like, that's a dude in a fucking ginormous body condom. A really gross one. It does help the 80s feel of it, that it's all practical.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I guess the difference, though, is that, like, a lot of the 80s body horror that we got was ridiculously creative. Because they had to work with what
they had, yeah.
Which was nothing.
Yeah. And it was bold of them in season 4 to have those full front-on shots of Vecna when he's walking and moving and stuff. I applaud them for that, but at the same time, it's like maybe shot in a little bit more darkness in certain angles. Let my mind wander some about him a little bit.
Yeah, because that was another technique for 80s horror movies. Yeah. Is like you definitely had more room to imagine what what's going on rather than it's right there and I'm seeing it. Mm-hmm. Like one of the things Wes Craven was really great at was most definitely like giving you that off-screen like scream. So you're like, okay, all right, what the fuck just happened? What happened to that person? And then you just see the aftermath afterwards. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, so like, no, I definitely agree with you with the 80s stuff.
But I think it looks tremendous, though, in season 5 of Vecna. Like, I really dig his look. This is one of those cases where, like, if you really want to have a creature like that, you gotta have... I mean, sometimes you just can't avoid CG.
Right.
And I think that Vecna, he's just kind of one of those characters. Like, the actor who plays him, he's a very thin guy. He ain't that thin.
No, he ain't that thin. Another thing... we always talking about, your heroes are only as good as their villain. Mm-hmm. They did kind of kick his ass at the very end. He still won, but they kicked his ass at the end of season 4.
Yeah.
He got to come back stronger.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a thing where it's like, okay, if the villain loses, you have to reestablish, like, why they are still a threat. And I think they did an incredible job of that. But I do want to go back to what you kind of said there at the beginning of how this show has transformed, because I don't want to lose that thread, because I think it's important. When something becomes event TV, and that's what this is, hands down. Yeah. Like, everybody is sitting around, waiting as soon as the episode's dropped. I mean, we stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
We did.
I mean, we watched them when they dropped. Like, I left this podcast drove home and we started it and we watched it all the way through. Yeah, it was
so good.
Yeah, and I think that was like the day before Thanksgiving.
It was,
and I had to
yeah.
get
Oh,
up and
that's
cook the
right.
next day. It was bonkers. I had like 4 hours of sleep that night, but it was totally worth it. I'd do it again. And so event TV, you have Lost, you have Breaking Bad, you have Game of Thrones. I would even probably throw Sopranos in there. These are things that like are a big thing as they're happening. A lot of shows don't get that like real true renown until they're already over. Suits, probably the greatest example of that ever. The show had been off the air for damn near a decade before everybody was like, "Oh, this is amazing." You fucks.
Have you seen this show? It's on Netflix.
What's the other one? It's the cop drama. Idris Elba's in it. The Wire.
The Wire. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nobody was sitting around, oh my God, The Wire, coming out. And even Breaking Bad, it was not a huge event until like maybe season 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Stranger Things has kind of always really been event TV. It had the same snowball effect though, where like, season 1 was like kind of niche and then it got more and more and more popular. And, it kind of goes into the same thing too, like a rising tide lifts all boats. Like at the same time Stranger Things is becoming popular, you also have the rise of Critical Role. D&D is becoming more and more and more popular. We had the fucking pandemic, which skyrocketed all of those things. So, it's like all of those things combined, Stranger Things gets more popular, so more people get into playing D&D. People get into playing D&D and they're like, oh, I want to check out fucking Critical Role. Even if your DM is just watching it so you can figure out why Matt Mercer's so fucking good, and
I found out real quick though.
and so you can very quickly jump between those things and it just kind of steamrolls. And now you have lots of like live play stuff out there.
Yep. Dimension 20, Dungeon Daddies, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you have all of it. And so, the more popular those things get, the more popular Stranger Things got. And then you touched on the nostalgia of it. Like, yeah, there's a ton of people. Like, obviously, I think the Terminator franchise probably has the most nods out of any of it.
Yeah.
That they just straight up put that fucking Arnold clone in season 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Hopper's like fights with him very much were like an Indiana Jones fight.
It really was, yeah.
And so as something becomes event TV, it has a different set of expectations. They're now in the last season, and I would hate to be the Duffer Brothers here because now, obviously, yes, they are fulfilling this tale that they have wanted to tell, but they also have to check off all of these boxes. And they have to deal with 15 years of internet theory crafting and all this other stuff.
I've actually seen many interviews with them recently about how, like, most of your theories aren't right.
Yeah. And I mean, this affects, like, any kind of creator that has a long period of time where things are a certain way. I mean, I obviously won't go into any of them, especially because you're reading the book right now, but there were tons of, like, Stormlight fan theories that people had, and when they got paid off and when in truth, you have that risk where people are like, oh, well, it was obvious. Well, it was only obvious because people have been saying it for 10 years on the internet, and because the author very like expertly laid the groundwork for it to happen, and so you're like, oh, okay, I figured it out. Well, good, Yeah,
me and Sanderson worked hard on that. Just to kind of,
I know,
and so it was a frustrating. It was a frustrating time period, but it paid off in the long run.
But there's two main reactions to something like that. There's the, oh, I was right, I'm so glad that the theory paid off. Or, you have somebody that, like, they subscribe to a different theory and now they're pissed that it wasn't that.
It wasn't that,
you know? So you have to deal with all these different pressures now. This isn't, you have a bunch of unknown child actors. As a matter of fact, half your cast are famous as fuck now.
Oh, yeah. Mostly because of your show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it David Harbour was already a thing, but he was not nearly as popular.
Winona Ryder is probably the biggest name on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but honestly, didn't she? Like, I think she was in this weird little like.
She was basically blackballed.
Yeah, blackballed, and then this show just jumped her back up,
Absolutely.
which I'm so happy about.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not a ton of like. If you want to talk about like in the first couple of seasons, Paul Reiser was like the most famous person in the show.
Yeah.
And he was
Sean Austin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Astin was incredibly popular as well. But I mean, these are both cameos, really. Just, kind of.
I mean, he was in there 4 or 5 episodes, maybe.
Yeah.
And little bits here and there.
Do they get a name from the 80s in every season? Like for this season, they have Linda Hamilton. Who do they have in season? Was Paul Reiser season 4? Yeah.
Paul Reiser was in both. He was in season 2 and 4.
That's right, 2 and 4.
He was more in 2 than he was in 4, actually.
Yeah.
And I wonder, was he? I don't think he was in 3.
I don't remember him in 3. No.
Obviously, 3 had what's his name from Princess Bride?
Oh, that's not him.
What? Carrie Hughes? Yeah, it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He does look a lot different these days than he did back in.
He looks like he could be like a lookalike, but not actually him.
No, it is. It's definitely him. The mayor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Well, shit.
Yeah, he's in Stranger Things.
Well, son of a bitch. Okay.
Yeah, same guy.
Like you said, he has gone through some serious changes.
Oh yeah, he was also the doctor in Saw, in the first Saw movie.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Oh. Yeah.
So who's the season 3?
There had to be some.
Well, it's him.
Yeah.
He's the one in season 3.
Yeah, he's the one in season 3.
And then I guess season 4 is
Sarah Connor.
no, that's 5.
That's 5.
5. Yeah, 5.
So season 4 maybe they were just back to Paul Reiser.
Yeah, back to Paul Reiser. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was mentioning earlier about how there are pros and cons of having amassed such a large audience like this show has, and I think that the Duffers have handled the cons for the most part really well. But for me, maybe I'm looking too much into it. You'll probably say yes, that's fine. But I think that as a result of having such a large audience now, in comparisons to seasons past, like this is truly a show that has just grown exponentially with season upon season. And I don't say this to sound like a gatekeeper. Ignore the comic book aesthetic. I'm not a gatekeeper. But just the idea of when you have such a large audience, you have to come to the fact that the majority of them are going to be people who are casually watching the show for the tone, for the aesthetic, and for the funny moments, and for the cool visuals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when that happens, you run the risk of losing a lot of them along the way when your plot starts moving forward. And the way that they try to subvert that is by expounding a lot. It's by telling you the information a lot. And I felt that a lot, I think, here more so even than in seasons past. I felt it picking up a little bit as the seasons were going on, but now I really feel like they're trying hard to make sure that no one is lost.
Oh yeah, there are some very clunky lines in this season.
Yeah,
particularly when all of the main cast is like in a room and they're trying to figure out what to do, and someone will just pop up and say some shit that would be super obvious to these human beings. Like, they have been dealing with Vecna for over a year at this point. Like, I mean, unbeknownst to them, it's been way longer than that. Well,
yeah,
they know now.
Yeah.
But, like, they'll pop up and say some very obvious shit about Vecna or the situation that nobody would say. It'd be like when the hurricane struck here. If, like, 4 days into that, I just randomly, like, beat on your door and was like, yo, the power's out. Like, we fucking up.
It's like, yeah, dog, I got you.
Have you been here the whole time? Did you come here from the future? Like, and I get it. Like, there's a little bit of that where it's like they just want to rehash things, but it feels very clunky, you know.
Yeah, and it's not anything that is like a major blow, because I think that less competent writers or less competent people in charge, it would be way, way worse. Like, you would have characters just backtracking into former versions of themselves just to appease the major source of the audience, you know.
I actually kind of had a hint of that with Hopper this season.
It was a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of a little upset.
The writing for Hopper this season is not that good.
It's really not.
And I don't blame David Harbour at all. I think he is putting his heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
But I think that the writing for him is a little clunky. I actually would say the exact same thing about 11. And this may not be a popular opinion, but I don't know that I could say it's not all. I can say that on Hopper's part, it's all in the writing. I think it might be a little 80-20. I think Millie Bobby Brown might be, you know,
Partial to blame.
Partially to blame there.
It's difficult, right, to look at Millie Bobby Brown. It's difficult to look at any of them, especially Millie Bobby Brown and Will, that who plays Will, and say, yeah, you're 15.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, like, honestly, I believe it more with Millie Bobby Brown than I do with Will. Like, Will, like, just looks like he's in his mid-20s.
Yeah, that's the grown-ass man.
With
with a bowl cut.
What a bowl cut.
It's the hardest for me with Mike. Mike looks like Mike looks like he could be 30.
Honestly, I think the youngest looking one is
Lucas.
Yeah.
And like, for me, like with Millie, the reason for like the disconnect is because I look at her and I'm like, you have a child.
Yeah, you got a kid now.
Yeah.
How are you a teenager?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Keery that plays Steve is actually like 34.
Yeah. He virtually does not look that much different from when the show started. But then again, when the show started, he was already an adult.
Yeah.
So
right.
there's less room for,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
Of course, we got to talk about, you know, the one of the really obvious ones, Erica.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no way that girl is still in middle school.
Yeah, she went from like being like, what, 10? or maybe younger, because like the character started off at age 11, our main cast of 4, right?
Right, I
they
think
were
so,
11
yeah.
years old, and now they're 15.
And I think she didn't show up, though, actually, until season 2?
Season 2, maybe. I think she might have been in season 1.
Like, maybe briefly.
Yeah. But even still, she was 8, so I'm supposed to believe that's a 12-year-old?
Yeah, no, dog.
The only kid that kept their like baby face was Sadie Sink.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, when they hired her, she was already in her 20s.
Yeah, Sadie Sink though looks about like she did though when she started playing Max.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, unfortunately, you know, the real life, you know, we can't stop them from actually aging.
Right.
And we want these same actors to play these characters, so we just kind of have to deal with that.
Well, it's just the penalty you pay for coming out, 3 years between seasons.
That's
that
true.
part too.
Yeah.
So since we're on the topic of this, let me ask you guys this: what you think of the young Will scenes that we got here?
So
At the beginning?
the technique for this was actually quite good. Yeah. It's actually the same thing that they used for Luke, the Mandalorian. They actually have a physical actor there, and they CGI'd his face on top of them.
Well, they did the same thing in season 4 with 11.
With 11,
Yeah.
So I actually thought it worked out great. I think opening the scene with him is legit. And that actually made me think about, like, we were talking about the clunky dialogue a minute ago. One of the scenes that happens, Mike and 11 are sitting there before that, before the like main plot kicks off, and they're talking about like, oh, Hopper could go in and find Vecna tonight, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, so Will had a feeling earlier. And 11 is like, oh, well, if Will had a feeling, and then he's like, yeah, that means that it means something. And I'm like, you wouldn't say that.
So what I took from that was like that 11 is backtracking on believing that Will has feelings. Like that's what I gathered from that scene, rather than it just being. It was very clunky dialogue, and I hated it. Honestly, I've actually hated every scene between Mike and 11.
They don't have the chemistry that.
So I have seen something online. I don't know how much truth there actually is to this, but apparently Millie Bobby Brown, now that she is married with child, she didn't feel as comfortable doing intimate scenes with Mike, so it changed that. So they have less with each other.
Yeah,
and
there's
there's
a lot of on-set drama around her, in particular. I think that she's kind of got the diva syndrome a bit. And I think that you can tell that in the show and in her performance. So, and maybe if I didn't know about any of that shit, then I wouldn't
pick up on it.
I wouldn't pick up on it as badly. But I do know about it, unfortunately, because it's everywhere.
Yeah, it is everywhere.
Yeah, it is kind of all over the place. And as a matter of fact, I was, looking at the show, and you realize that Elle does not have a lot of screen time with the other kids.
Yep.
And most of her screen time that we see is her with Hop. Mm-hmm. And again, trying to take real life shit out of it, I can't help but watch this and think, well, I mean, they're being really professional right now, despite what we've heard.
Yeah.
Well, see, there's been so much speculation on if that was real or not anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying not to let that influence my viewership, but I feel it.
We know that she filed a complaint. Like that is absolutely like fact because Netflix performed it. Like Netflix did an investigation.
Oh God.
Now clearly they didn't find anything really because I mean everybody still works there and but it was also reported too that she had like an agent or whatever with her on set at all times during season 5 filming. Yeah, and I'm just like. I mean, obviously, like, I don't want to downplay this. Like, if there was actually some sort of issue, then, yes, obviously it need to be addressed. But the fact that we don't know what it is, and, the Duffer Brothers won't comment on it, Netflix obviously isn't going to comment on it, and everybody is, like, cool now. I mean, I don't know. It seems like to me that it might have just been a bunch of bullshit. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like you said, Caleb, it's not to downplay it, but it could have been something as simple as, God damn, kid, get off your phone. We got a scene to go shoot. Like it
could have been something simple as that. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So and the fact that they don't want to talk about it, I think because they don't want her to be seen in that negative light or whatever. But obviously, if there was some kind of like harassment issue or something with David Harbour, they would have done something about that. Yeah,
because that's a big ass dude. And,
that's a big ass dude.
And at the time that those, harassments supposedly took place, she would have been real little.
But what's interesting, though, is that complaint was filed between seasons 4 and 5. They have one fucking scene together in season 4.
Yeah.
One. They are on opposite sides of the planet. So, like, I don't know. Maybe one day it'll all come out and we'll know. But I know that you can definitely, like, there are certain pairings and things that have really good chemistry on this show, and the absence of it in certain other pairings is very evident. Like, I think a lot of the 11 and Hop stuff is good this season.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, like she has one scene with Mike, and they're supposed to be like star-crossed lovers or whatever. Yeah. Obviously, like Maya Hawke and Noah, Will, they have like the best. Robin and Will have the best, I think, chemistry.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
I think obviously like Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve, they have that nice little love triangle chemistry going.
But I hate the love triangle. I'm tired of it.
It's very much Wolverine, Jean Grey, Cyclops. The shit should be dead. And like I thought they got that shit squashed last season. And
I thought they got that shit squashed like end of season 3, and then season 4 they rekindled the shit because she was only with Steve.
Yeah, when season 4 ended, it was definitely clear that the shit was back on because Jonathan had moved across the country, and then when he came home, shit was awkward, and they definitely addressed that. But I think one of them is going to die. So,
watch it be Nancy.
It'd be hilarious.
What a way to subvert expectations. Because I'll be honest, I think that for me, shit, outside of of Max and Lucas, a lot of the romance in this show is really falling flat for me right now.
It is, yeah.
I mean, because at first I was excited for Joyce and Hopper,
Right?
but now, like even in this season, it feels like okay. I mean, if you guys, work it out, cool. If you don't, all right.
They haven't really had. I mean, I guess like there's also like obviously these characters are rightfully focused on the thread at hand here more than anything.
I can't focus on nothing with my ball sack full.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You gotta stop and remember what you're fighting for here.
I think Murray even talks about that.
Yeah, Murray actually does talk about that.
Fucking leave it to Murray to always bring the point home.
If there's any, here's the thing: is there's some people that's always on their shit, and that's Murray and Robin.
You're right.
Yeah.
Both of them are constantly and consistently flawless.
While I do think that Robin has been hilarious as fuck this season, sometimes I feel like her lines were a little too jokey for this. Like, I don't know. Like, it felt a little more forced than it should have been.
I don't know.
Especially with the dick joke.
Oh, yeah. The dick joke is hilarious.
It is hilarious. It's 100% hilarious. But it does kind of come across a little flat at times for me.
I never really got that with her. What I will say is when she's doing her stuff on the radio, like, holy shit, she is so talented because that shit is incredibly difficult for her to like just
game recognized game.
Yeah, exactly. She's just riling that stuff off. Her character is supposed to be saying it as if like the same way we're talking right now.
Yeah.
But that's not what's fucking happening. Maya Hawke is reading a fucking script, as if she's doing a radio broadcast, and she is just spitting off these like facts and all this other stuff.
While also giving secret codes.
Yeah, exactly. And she's doing a great job with it.
Oh yeah.
She really is. So the romance between the three-way romance we spoke about earlier. What's the end goal for that? What are we going with this?
I think one of them is going to die. It's probably going to be Jonathan.
You think Jonathan over Steve?
Yeah, because so here's the thing about it. Dustin has already lost a mentor. He already lost
Eddie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's this show more than any other. I get their actor names and their character names mixed up a lot. But he already lost Eddie, so for him to lose Steve, I think would feel like treading over kind of some similar ground. Actually, my number one right now to die is actually Dustin.
Really?
And the reason I say that is because I think he is the most beloved character. And so if I were the Duffers, I'd be looking to kill him.
A lot of the fan base thinks that the main cast of kids, they're ironclad, that they're good, that they're death proof.
I think all of them except Dustin are death proof. I think Dustin's going to bite it. And I don't think
Will is, though.
I think
that's where I'm at.
I think Dustin, Jonathan, probably both going to bite it, and maybe Joyce. I don't think that they should kill Hopper because we already been down that.
Right.
And 11 dying while Hopper is alive is like Darkest Timeline.
Yeah.
But honestly, that would be, I think that would be a good way to go.
If 11 dies, they both die. They got to both die.
I'm just saying.
Hopper doesn't survive it if she dies.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Darkest Timeline.
But yeah, Will, I definitely think I think he's gonna die. I think it's gonna be a sacrifice play. Him 11 and maybe even we're past the spoiler warning.
Yeah.
So an 8. Those are the ones I think like either they're all gonna die in that final fight because we know what's coming, or they're gonna like be severely disfigured. Something.
I actually think all three of them are safe. I think a Will death. Honestly, I think I would really hate it. Because the storyline from the jump, Will has always been a victim on the show. Like from episode fucking 1, Will is a victim. You know, he got the Hawkeye treatment. You know, where motherfuckers spent all of Avengers 1, you know, under Loki's control. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
And so it's like we've just now this season, and this is like honestly one of the best laid plans of the Duffer Brothers.
Yeah.
Is seeing this come to fruition where Will is finally stepping out of that because they all thought he was dead in season 1. His mom's been so overprotective of him. That arc has been really good where he's finally saying to his mom, like, hey, look, I can do these things. I need you to back the fuck up and let me do this. You know, he's always been the victim, and I think him coming out of that is his plot. Like, that is his story. So for him to die at the end, I just think it just puts a damper on the whole thing.
I mean, that's a good point.
I give a little pushback to that. I think that him, of his own volition and his own free will, using the power that he now has, using the confidence that he now has to do what needs to be done, I think that that's a strong ass out for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I might would be in that bandwagon if we weren't getting Robin doing the kind of, you know, older gay person mentor thing with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Their pairing is probably the highlight of this season for me.
Yes.
So far, I think so.
It makes sense. Like, I really love it a ton.
Boy, I would be remiss if I didn't mention what's his name? Is it Dipshit Derek?
Let's talk about
Dipshit Derek.
Derek.
We said that shit like so many times afterwards.
So we're watching this with Kay and Jazz, and they're both like, you know, they're all about some Derek. They're on Team Delightful Derek, and I'm like, nah, he's just a
fucking
dipshit.
dipshit.
Yeah.
Fucking hate dipshit Derek.
Yeah.
The actor is tremendous. Though.
Oh,
yeah.
He's doing a great job.
He's great. And at first I was thinking, man, it is so mean. Why are they calling that kid dipshit? Because the first time you see him, he's sitting off in the classroom by himself, like there's no one sitting like his area or whatever, and he just
That's not the first time you see him.
well, that's the first time I remember seeing him. But you know, then he looks back and he sees Mr. Whatsit.
Mr. Whatsit.
And he looks just like a kid who maybe needs a friend. And then the next time I see him, oh yeah, he is kind of a.
He's a
Actually,
dipshit.
the very first time you see him, he's tormenting Holly on the merry-go-round.
Exactly.
So
The very first.
he
Yeah.
is a dipshit.
He is a dipshit.
In episode 1, he comes out and like she's laying on the merry-go-round, so that's when Will sees through her eyes or whatever. And right after that, he comes up and just starts spinning the shit out of the merry-go-round. That's him.
Oh, he was just the NPC to me then.
Yeah.
exactly.
We didn't know he was dipshit Derek yet, but we just knew that whoever that was a dipshit.
Oh
Yeah, he was a fucking dipshit.
So
yeah.
Suck my fat one.
His face turn felt a little bit rushed.
It was.
Yeah.
It so was.
what face turn? He's just a dipshit.
Okay. He is a dipshit, but the way he's been presented now is under the guise of he now wants to do this thing that makes him feel important and helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I get what they were trying to do here they were kind of trying to highlight Joyce's superpower a little bit, where she's like, you know, well, sometimes you just need somebody to believe in you and then you can do great things. And like, I get the angle they're going with that is like, he's dipshit Derek. Everybody treats him like that. And granted, given how nicknames are, I'm sure he was the one to initiate it. He was being a dipshit. And then somebody, probably Erica, said, that's dipshit Derek. And it just stuck. And ever since then, it's just been kind of perpetuated itself.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And so, like, people treat him like shit. And so he's shit to them. And it's just a ongoing cycle. So, like, Joyce is probably the first person in a while to not treat him like a dipshit. Obviously, his parents and his sister, they're all assholes.
Oh, yeah.
The dipshittery is in the DNA.
Oh, yeah. Which, speaking of DNA, what is in his genetics where he ate all that goddamn pie?
With benzos in it.
He's because he's big.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. God, hey, I don't even get lost in the fucking physiology of it all, but the kid is probably, what, I don't know, 5'4", and he's maybe let's say he's 240. You know, he's a stout kid. That much would put down a grown man, probably what he is. It did put down a grown man.
Yeah.
Put down his
Yeah,
dad.
it did, yeah.
Well, some people just got a crazy metabolism,
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
I know people that could pop 100 milligrams of THC right here, and then like go to Walmart and do their shopping and come home. And then I also know people that could take 100 milligrams and they'd be asleep till the next Stranger Things episodes come out.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know we talk about all this shit about dipshit Derek, but he does drop one of the most hardcore fucking lines on those goddamn soldiers, though. Like, with all due respect, sir, you fuckers can't do shit. That shit was hilarious. Yes, it came from dipshit Derek, and it was kind of weird out of nowhere, but it was fucking awesome, and I applauded that shit.
Yeah.
I know I'm paraphrasing, of course. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't say the F-bomb.
So, something else that I have to come to terms with, and that mostly I just try to turn my brain off and accept, are the varying power levels of a Demigorgon.
Yeah.
Like,
We were talking about this too. The Demigorgon, with all the over expositing that they've done, you think at some point somebody would have mentioned this, but like I feel like in season 1 and 2, there was only the gate at the lab, and so like that's the only way the Demigorgons could traverse or whatever. But like now that this new Demigorgon, this motherfucker can just open a gate wherever. And I'm assuming, like, the nerd in me is postulating that this is as a result of what Vecna did. Like, just the web, the fabric between the two realities has just been diminished.
Well, also at the same time, in season 1, the Demogorgon in that could open up gates, but it was all still close to Hawkins' lab. So, like, he could open up gates out of trees and shit. Because remember, Nancy goes into one. So, like, it's not out of the possibility, but I definitely agree. This motherfucker just disappearing and then popping out of a fucking door out of nowhere, that shit was rough.
Yeah, in
so
season
I think
1...
I agree with your theory that, it's because of the massive open, gate.
Yeah, in season 1, he had to, like, ritual cast planar shift.
Yeah.
He had to, like, take 10 minutes. He had to have the spell components and all that shit. And then in season 4, this motherfucker can just use it as a reaction.
This is just planeswalk, man.
Yeah, he's just like... And leaves a gate there that anybody else can go through for the next, like, 10 minutes if they want.
That's true.
Yeah.
It does happen.
You also have to accept the fact that, yeah, there's just there are red shirts in this season, and by red shirts I mean military, because if you look at the way that the Demigorgon reacts towards any real named character, there's going to be a lot of posturing, a lot of roaring, a lot of halting, but with everyone else, if you don't have a name, you're gonna get fucking obliterated. Like,
oh yeah,
right then and there.
So, and this is my problem with the military. I didn't have it as much last season, but it's really hardcore this season. These motherfuckers know something. Brenner had a whole fucking bunch of information on this. All the creatures that they've encountered. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck do none of them know what these are?
They need to speak more with the Russians.
I guess.
Well, it's not so much that they don't know what they are. I mean, they had the guys in like the flamethrower suits and everything. Like they know that they're typically weak to fire.
But no, they knew to do that on the gate until like the end of the Demogorgon fight at the end of episode 4. That is when those fuckers showed up.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they had them. Like I'm assuming they had to go get in them suits. Like, I'm assuming that's why it took them a minute to show up.
Maybe. I guess I'm sorry. Like that these you're going into a dimension where these things live. My thing is, if I'm a military, I'm going to make sure at least they have a handheld version of a flamethrower on their hip to handle this because they know they're weak to fire. If that's just me.
Well, also though, there's also the the theory or whatever that Brenner was just making all that shit up, and it was actually his little pets that were doing it all. That's kind of that's at least the the line that the military has. Is it contrived? Yes. Is it some shit the U.S. military would do? Yes.
Okay. I just feel like they are. I always felt like every character, like for the most part, was pretty intelligent up in most of the seasons. Like even the cops were relatively intelligent, at least some of them. I feel like the military should have kind of followed that same thing, but I feel like they're a lot dumber this season than they were in previous seasons.
They seem exactly the same to me. Especially like the main guy or whatever that was hunting her in season 4.
I'm definitely agree. Like I feel like he's dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, their military red shirts. They're gonna keep shooting at things that react very nonchalantly, at least for being shot. You know, they're gonna do that. Thank God they had flamethrower dudes on deck.
How long did it take them to staple shut the big ass rift all the way across? Because in the first episode they show like the metal plating or whatever, and that shit goes on forever.
Yeah.
It's a big ass band-aid.
And to surround the entire area with their perimeter wall.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Vecna want 12 little kids?
So obviously he had Will, and in the flashback, like having watched all of it twice, like when you see the original flashback with like the young Will, there's a reason they started the season off with that.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has relevance to what his plan is. I think he was trying to do whatever he's doing now. I think he was trying to do it with Will. It didn't work for whatever reason. Either he was stopped, or whatever he was trying to do, like he couldn't get all the kids, or it would have been maybe the barrier between the two realities was too thick. And so
3, but yeah.
3.
There are 3 realities.
There's the upside down, the right side up,
and Dimension X. This is mentioned in the play that has Vecna's. I've never seen the play, so I don't know everything about it, but I do know that they do mention a Dimension X, which is the more red area, where he actually first encounters the Mind Flayer.
That's not the same. That's not the upside down.
No, the upside down is a creation.
Okay. All right.
I've heard of this, but I have not seen this.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I'm just giving information that I have heard, not based anything in fact that I have seen myself.
I don't think that's in the show.
I think it is.
It may be hidden in the show, but if it is, it's going to be some 11th hour Deus Ex Machina reveal. They haven't talked about it in the show. And so like that's some Zack Snyder bullshit to me, where like the fans just put some shit in the show that wasn't there. But I digress. I'm trying not to look over here right now. But yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe what he was trying to do in season 4 was like weaken that fabric so that he could pull this off. That's just where my brain is at right now.
So my theory, and this is again, I'm trying to sift through all the stuff because my TikTok is full of it. So is my YouTube, everything. Is that Vecna is in fact what Dustin said he was in season 4, a 5-star general. He is not the main bad. It's the Mind Flayer. And I think that his plan is that the Mind Flayer is using Vecna to gain these kids for 12 of them because he's obsessed with clocks. So, 12 hours in a day. Right. Well, 12 hours on a clock. And that also Mr. Clark is predicting, what potentially is going to be happening because he was teaching about wormholes in the first scene with Erica.
Yeah.
So I think that once he has, which also, if I don't know, there's another thing where, when Will draws that, depiction of what he saw in Vecna's lair, it looks very much like what Mr. Clark Drew. So there's a strong possibility that, based off of all this other information that I'm not 100% sure is fact, I'm still trying to be speculative, but the Mind Flayer is using Vecna to create a wormhole from Dimension X to the right side up. That is what my theory is.
Honestly, if that's true, I hate all of that. Like, at this point in time, like they've beat the Mind Flayer way worse than they beat Vecna.
But did they though?
Yeah, season 3, they just straight up obliterated the Mind Flayer. I mean,
No, they obliterated his avatar that he created out of 1,000,001 people.
I mean, okay, but like to me, like when they revealed Vecna, he was revealed as like the big bad.
Agreed.
And if they were going to change that, like if they were going to change that, they needed to change it in these episodes and not in the last 4. Like that's just going to feel like some bullshit to me.
Part of me kind of feels like they already have.
I just don't see that, man. Vecna has to be the big bad to me.
My thing is, I think that Henry is protecting Holly, like the actual Henry, not the one controlled by the Mind Flayer, but the one that actually, the kid is protecting Holly and is going to protect all these other kids to help turn on the Mind Flayer. That is a thought.
I really hate that if that's the case.
I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying these are theories that I have.
I'll be very salty on the next review we do of this if that's the case, because to me, like if you take away that Mr. Whatsit / Vecna / Henry is not the big bad in any way, shape, or form, like there's no identity established for the Mind Flayer, right? As a matter of fact, even in his the montage at the end of season 4 where they explained his backstory, he actually, you see him shape and control the Mind Flayer. So it's like he came into that world and realized he could use his power to like subjugate that, like the Upside Down. And so for me, for that to be anything else, like for them to flip the script on that, like it has to be Vecna as the big bad for me.
Or it could be kind of like a Chosen of the Dead 3 from Baldur's Gate controlling the Elder Brain.
But the thing is, though, like what makes this so legitimate for our heroes is that 11 did it all. Like all of this is actually 11's fault ultimately, because yeah, he was a fucking serial killer, but he wasn't a goddamn interdimensional terrorist until 11 pushed this motherfucker through the fabric of reality. And I mean, they made sure to really drop that line again where Vecna was like, no, like it wasn't, the doctor, I think he actually calls him Papa in the scene, didn't do this to me. You did this to me.
Yeah, you did this.
Because she tries to sympathize with him and say, I know what he did to you. He did the same thing to me. He's like, bitch, you did this to me.
You made me this. I'm thankful, but you did this.
So, no, I mean, to me, it's got to be Vecna, and they got to bring his ass down.
I'm not disagreeing with it, but I'm just saying, like, these are the thoughts that popped into my head that could feasibly see with the information that I have.
Yeah, that is Danny Burns' King's Landing level to me.
Well, just playing off of something you said earlier, Oz, how would you guys feel if they did a fourth quarter face turn for old Vecna?
No. Irredeemable.
I think I could take it or leave it. Personally, I don't want it. But I could take it or leave it. I don't think I would hate it.
Like, let's remember that Henry was a piece of shit. He was dipshit Henry before he ever met 11. He was a psychotic motherfucker before 11 was alive.
And again, this does go into the the prequel play or whatever. Apparently, it's because he came into contact with the Mind Flayer that he developed those powers that caused this shift in him. That is what I've been told. I don't know 100%, but I think that's the narrative that they spun with that prequel.
Yeah. So my thing is this: I can see a reality where they do decide to do the fourth quarter face turn for Vecna Henry. What's it one? But I also would hate that a lot.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is this: not every cool, intricate, well fleshed out character needs a face turn. No. Sometimes a motherfucker can just be evil.
100%, yeah.
You know?
I don't even like that they have Jamie Campbell going on like the Tonight Show and shit. You know what I mean? Like, because like he's great.
Yeah,
I think he's great. I think the only reason that they're doing the Mr. What's It thing is because they want to have him be able to act not in the giant body condom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they want to have him in the show as him. By the way, Vecna's voice is 100% him, not my.
Oh yeah, I've actually seen recordings
crazy.
of him just.
Apparently, he'll just like randomly call up his friends and shit and leave them voicemails as Vecna.
That's awesome.
Which is what I would do.
I'd be like, dog, stop fucking with my phone.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy that that's all him.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
but it's really good. And he actually said it was based off of Pinhead or whatever from Hellraiser.
Yeah,
or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I just Vecna as the big bad, I think was such a cool creation for them and such a good way for it to go. And I think any kind of attempt to like 11th hour swerve that, it's just gonna feel gimmicky, and I would hate the face turn so much more.
Yeah,
because based on what? Like, what redeemable aspect of this character are we trying to get to? Like, what's the happily ever after? Like, they find some way to turn him back into Henry, and he can just be a 30-year-old murdering psychopath? Like, what?
Oh, my idea is that if they, I hope they don't, but if they did do the face turn, he would die.
Yeah, as a sacrifice type thing. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Fuck that shit.
I'm not saying I would like it. I'm just saying I figured since we're talking about theories, this is there's so many going around right now.
I can imagine. So, what exactly is it that you think, or why exactly do you think it is that he's so afraid of this cave?
I think that's where he actually met the Mind Flayer. That was where the gate was. I think. And again, I guess I just need to fucking find this fucking play and actually watch it.
I heard that whoever they got to play Winona Ryder looks like a fucking
young Winona.
Yeah.
Well, young Winona Ryder could get it, so I need to
find out who this girl is.
Yeah, about like Alien Resurrection era, for sure.
God damn.
Not to say that like the current one couldn't.
I don't know how we got here, but I guess, I guess we here.
We here.
We are
here.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think out of all the I love the theory crafting for this show. I really do. But at the end of the day, it needs to just be good versus evil at the end and leave it at that. I really don't want some crazy twist ending here. I do want to know why he's afraid of the cave. If that whole universe is like a prison that he designed and it's all in his head or whatever, how is there something in it that he's scared of? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, NF did a whole song about it.
I know. Not about Vecna specifically.
No, but the song Mansion.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, but I guess from whatever it is that is super traumatized for Henry, whatever his trauma is or whatever, he wasn't built that way. He was built as this evil fucking, Sid from Toy Story, motherfucker from Jump. You know.
I just think he's worse than Sid, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, a Moash, if you will.
A Moash, fuck him.
But yeah, I was trying to use something that is a little more.
Yeah,
but he was just a fucking psychotic,
Joffrey Baratheon, if you will.
Yeah, Joffrey Baratheon, if you will, from Jump. Just rotten to the fucking core.
He was. So
we weren't ever really given this kind of idea that the trauma created him. You know what I mean? It was just like he was just a fucking bad guy.
I know the line keeps coming up that some minds are not meant for this world.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course there's theories that Henry was gay, and that's what he's kind of referring to. And that's kind of what he was.
Is that what's giving them superpowers?
Yes,
motherfucker.
Yeah, like 100%. No, but
I was always told they were magical. I didn't know this is what they meant.
No, but like I mean, there's a possibility that's kind of what they were alluding to because how he is with Will. But I don't know.
I think it's just because he's a manipulator.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I definitely want to know what's up with the cave, but if it's just like, Henry stashed his trauma here, I don't know that I love that. There isn't really anything in there to symbolize that shit. If they're like, his family went on a hiking trip and when he was a child and he fell into a cave or whatever, and they just like rip off some Batman bullshit.
No, his parents went into a cave. And then a gunman came out and tried to take the pearls.
And I see. Yeah, got it.
All right. On that same so what would be acceptable in that cave then? Because it's in his head.
Batman. He's scared of shit of Batman. He's like, I ain't going in there. He's like,
it's like a Batman. It's the Bat.
I think for me, it probably there is this theme of seclusion, right? That is ongoing where like with the wall in the Upside Down, right? It's like Hawkins is sealed off. To an extent, I think that the Upside Down just doesn't go any further. Like I think it's just this area. Maybe
because obviously until like really last season we didn't really start to get to see like any of the vastness of the Upside Down,
right?
And it's also Hawkins back in 1983.
Yeah, I think it's the day that he was pushed there. I think it was like it's a snapshot of that day. Everything is as it was the day that 11 pushed him in.
Yeah, I mean, he got his shit pushed in real good.
in the most total way possible.
And this goes along with the gay theory.
But no, I think that there's that aspect of it. I think it's entirely possible that Vecna is, if he is afraid of anything, it is like the world, right? Like the wider, like vastness of the world, which would be why he's trying to replace our reality with his.
Well, I mean, I guess when you say world, honestly, it's more the people in it.
Yeah.
Because like that is what he feels he's superior to is the people and their, like the enormity of that. So I can see that, but at the same time, like, we don't get that when we walk in there with Max. But also, we may not see what he sees.
Yeah.
So,
what you guys think of Vecna damn near doing his best Darkseid impersonation when he sends the goons in? Instead of parademons, he's got demogorgons, and then he shows up like a motherfucker.
He stabbed that dude in the back of his face.
that is the best kill of the whole fucking season so far. Just right to the back of the head.
Sheesh. I mean, he showed up and showed out,
Yes, sir.
He definitely has got a nice power upgrade from Season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know Caleb mentioned it earlier. He got that Groot armor, and like the extendo arm. That shit's fucking dope. I love how creative Vecna was with this fight scene.
Oh yeah.
Like especially when like he just pulls the pins off the grenades in the dude's fucking belts, and then launches them over to a gas truck as it explodes and hits like 10 people.
Yeah.
That is fucking amazing.
He was absolutely bonkers in this fight. Like
Yes, he was.
Like everything was max damage. Just pulling those grenade pins would have been enough. No, I'm gonna yeet you as well into the gas truck.
Which I do believe the captain, commander, whatever his name is, did live. He's just gonna be severely burned.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean that tends to just cheer villains right on up.
Oh
They
yeah,
tend to
Works every time.
every time, an Anakin Skywalker, if you will.
Oh god.
Yeah. It worked well for Annie. It worked well for Two-Face. It works well for
Yeah,
all
why
of them.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they tend to love it.
Yeah.
Vecna also.
Vecna,
Yeah.
yeah, look at him.
They burnt his ass up last
Yeah,
season.
he's having a great time.
So we're an hour and a half into this thing, and we haven't talked about 8 or Holly Wheeler at all.
We talked a little bit about Holly. A little bit.
Not to shit on them, but I do want to talk a little bit more about Dustin, who we mentioned him.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Dustin's
Yeah.
arc really at
We
all.
spoke about him, and as you said earlier, he is a fan favorite. So I would also be remiss if we didn't mention him and his arc right now. I do want to say that there are people out there who it seems they're a little frustrated with him because he's been kind of a shithead. But
Dipshit Dustin.
But see, no. So you can't be Dustin can't be a dipshit because he's very intelligent.
he is very intelligent.
He's just being a shithead. So there's a shithead Dustin. I'm
But
cool.
that doesn't give us the alliteration.
No.
Douchebag Dustin? No.
Yeah,
douchebag Dustin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
douchebag Dustin.
I mean, when I see the responses to that, I'm just like, listen, this motherfucker's not going to be this little cutesy character that you
Right.
love because he's been through an incredibly traumatic event. That's how it works.
100%.
And he's still grieving Eddie.
Right.
That's really what
100%.
it's come
Especially
down.
since he has never actually been able to truly grieve him
Yeah.
because everyone hates Eddie. So, yeah, 100%. Like, I don't... All right. Do I agree with his actions? No. But I understand
Yeah.
the character direction they're going with this. 100%.
It's also that he kind of feels like I think everybody else has processed it and moved on. And he's like, how can you guys be okay with, like, the town, like, the way that they talk about Eddie as if he was this, murderous, serial killer or whatever. And just kind of the reputation that's been put on him, like the Hellfire Club is gone, and he just kind of feels like everybody else has gotten past it. And he feels like he's the one person who's, like, actually trying to preserve Eddie's memory for who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an incredible amount of weight for anybody, but especially for a child, to have to bear.
He's doing it with grace.
He's never really truly had to process this kind of trauma before. I mean, other people have died on the show, but it's never been someone who was that important to him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going through it right now, and
Now, I do love the subtle nods they give Dustin for Eddie. Like, the longer hair. The more fuck you attitude.
Yeah.
The rings on his fingers. Just like all those little nuances that
I mean, hell, wearing the shirt,
Yeah, the shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I love how like he never once backs down. Like, especially when it comes to that. Like,
Yeah, sometimes you should.
Well, he knew when he got cornered by the jocks, he knew they were going to beat the shit out of him either way. So
yeah, so he had to do what he had to do. But
Yeah, I'm talking about before that. Like, you gotta.
we got to talk about that scene though. Like
yeah.
when the crew shows up to help him out, that shit was fucking fire. Like I
just
appreciated
simple.
that. Like when fucking Lucas is like, "Hey,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
being a bitch," and then Mike and Will walk up. I was like, "That's right, bitches. Stranger Things crew 101.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you."
Yeah, it'd have been funny if they had ran the fair one and then like they just got their asses beat. Like, well, God damn it, Dustin! Look what you got us into, man. Some bullshit. But no, I really I like his arc right now. I'm curious to see how he comes out on the other side of this thing, though, and what causes him to finally be able to process this thing properly, so that he can start.
To be perfectly honest, I feel like it's gonna be Steve.
Yeah, and Steve is one of my favorite characters, and he, to me, desperately needs something to do.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Like I feel like he's just become Robin's sidekick and the Neanderthal that tries to get Nancy's attention. Like I need Babysitter Steve back, at least or at least something mature version of that.
Babysitter Steve was so fun because this was basically right off the heels of him being Heel Steve,
right? Yeah.
And this just felt like such a fun, unexpected yet natural progression for that character. Mm-hmm. And I mean he was great in season 3. He was great with Robin.
Oh yeah.
In season 4, and now it's like, well, this character's come a long way. So the rest of them.
Well, with Steve, I think he doesn't get a ton of spotlight in these first 4 episodes. I do like what he does have to do here, though. Obviously, like we're all kind of sick of the him and Jonathan shit, but I think we're supposed to be sick of it because the other characters are sick of it, right? Like Robin, Nancy, all of them are sick of it. So like it's supposed to be evident to us that like this is dumb as fuck, but like it just isn't to them. You know what I mean? And we all know that they're fucking 30, but I think in the show they're supposed to be like 18 or 19.
Yeah, like 19.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, 19-year-old males be acting dumb as shit, especially in the words of Vic Mackey, over the pussy they came out of or the pussy they're getting into.
It's just,
yeah.
It's just at 19. This is when you start to learn. Oh shit, there's some other pussy out here.
You're right.
I'll be damned.
I don't know, man.
Speaking of characters who have not progressed, I feel like Jonathan is.
He is
like honestly since last season. Like I think the only shining moment he had to me was when he had that conversation with Will in the pizza place. Yep. That is the only shining moment for me with Jonathan. Don't get me wrong, he was hilarious with Argyle, but honestly, Argyle was hilarious. Jonathan just happened to be there.
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan just took a detour to get high as fuck. I mean,
I understand that's processing forms of trauma. I get that, but at the same time, like. Where are you going with this, man? Like, I know they're kind of alluding to him eventually trying to propose to Nancy with the, the smuggling of the ring in with from Murray, but I don't want that at all. Like, honestly, Nancy, I think she needs to like say fuck both of them and just be her own person. Because
or fuck both of them.
Jesus Christ.
I get you. I get you, but I don't think the Stranger Things audience is ready for that.
No, they're not. But they honestly, man, I think the most prime person for death is Jonathan. Like I think that's just like I don't know that they've necessarily written themselves into a corner with him, but at this point in time, it feels like he should him dying is going to be the best thing to happen for his arc.
Yeah, and honestly, from what I've seen, is that originally Jonathan was supposed to die in the first season.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And also, every time I see that actor, I think about his fucking trucker accent from New Mutants.
Because like every time I look in your guys' direction, like in the center view is New Mutants. and I just think about he was Sam Guthrie in that.
Oh, speaking of, did anyone else think it was weird that whenever he walked or like kind of ran in season 1 and 2, he kind of did this weird like turn to the side thing?
I would have to go back and watch.
Apparently, that was a choice he made.
Huh.
Like, he made that choice for that character. That actor did that. And I'm like, that's very weird.
Not to shame him or anything.
No.
This is just a memory that came up. Didn't he get busted for coke a couple years ago?
Yeah, he apparently has got some serious substance abuse issues.
All right, well,
I blame Argyle.
It's all Argyle's fault. Who didn't show up this season because they didn't even call him back.
I mean,
I was gonna ask like, where is Argo? But
there's really no room for him.
There really is.
There is not. I mean, I'm looking at the cast we have now, and like everybody is pretty well established in the show, and the cast is big as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember when they brought Max and Billy in, and being like, "Oh shit, they're just gonna fully flesh out these characters too." And like Max is my favorite, you know, and I'm just like, "Holy shit, we have so many more characters from them." Now we have Robin as a fucking main character. We have Erica, who's just about a damn main character. We have Murray.
I love Erica.
I love me some Erica. I was actually a little worried on like how they were gonna bring her in
She's so perfect
because like to the first 2 episodes, she's not in it.
Erica is consistently perfect. Also,
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, and like
can't spell America without
so
Erica.
that damn right. That whole scene where they initially like Mike and Lucas bring her out to try to explain everything, and she says, "You got 60 seconds."
Yeah.
Someone actually fucking timed that shit, and by the time her watch goes off, it actually is 60 seconds, and she goes to leave.
She's like, "Why didn't you lead with that?"
Bitch.
Right.
She is great. I will say, like, he doesn't get a lot this season, but like, I think Mike has actually come full circle. He's kind of a dipshit himself in a lot of the other seasons, but I feel like he actually kind of has that, you know, kind of leadership role going that you could tell the show was always trying to give him, but he just wasn't, the character himself wasn't mature enough for.
Right, and honestly, this by far, like, I've always kind of hated Mike. Like,
Yeah.
not a like a loathing or anything, but like I just never really liked him.
Season 3, it was rough for me.
Oh,
Like,
God.
Yeah,
When
season
the
3,
him and Elle dating thing really
Yeah.
kicked off in season 3, and like
Season
the him
4,
and Hopper butting heads.
I feel like season 4, Mike was always,
yeah.
Yeah.
but this season I fucking love Mike.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah. I think all 4 of the original cast, they have done a very good job with their arcs
Yes.
over the seasons, and I'm gonna even go with I'll go 6 on that and include my Max and 11. I think out of those 6, I think 11 might be the weakest, but that's just because for so much of the show she's been a plot device.
She has.
And I'm not trying to say that there was really a great way out of that. You know what I mean? It's kind of by
'cause
design.
at the time she was the only one with the superpowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how do we feel about there being another superpower kid?
You mean yet another?
Yeah.
Because we already had 8.
I know. That's
And-
why I said another. Yeah.
Well, so one thing they have to address is that's not 8's power. 8 does the hallucination shit. She like projects.
Well,
into your
also like 11 has a vast amount of powers.
Yeah.
So like this might be part of it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So like, is 11 actually what she sees in that room? Is that what's actually in there?
Ooh.
You know?
I guess it would depend on what POV are we viewing it through, Hoppers or L's.
Because that's the thing is like, we're all just assuming that 8 is going to be on our team.
That's true. A couple of things support that. The fact that they actually had those fucking, I guess the laser blasters, as dipshit Derek called them, pointed at 8 while she was straight up, Mass Effect Leviathan. No, what? God damn it! Which
Not Leviathan. Prometheus?
No.
No.
Anyway, the AI guy stuck in Lawnmower Man. Yeah, that's 100% it.
Oh, more man.
Well,
Another 80s
once again, if that's real, like if that is actually what was in the room,
That is true, because like that is the last time we see that scene.
because they're very careful not to say anything. Hopper doesn't say a fucking word. He just is like opens the door.
And so here's another thing, like you mentioned, like which POV, like it really couldn't be Hopper because he's never seen Kali.
Yeah.
The only person who's seen Kali is Elle.
But he has seen a little girl in like a fucking gown with a shaved head.
Yeah. I mean, if she's projecting that, I think she's doing it for both of them.
That's true.
And I'm not saying like I subscribe to that theory. I'm just saying that is her main power.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason why I don't think that's the case is like I don't know how I feel about ending the season on like I got you just to come back and be like we just kidding, and also to what end?
Oh, I'm not saying that she's not really in there. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that she might be in there, but like she's actually working for the military, and like she's showing them that vision so that they think she's in there as a prisoner, and that she isn't really. Like I think she might be an antagonist. Like
that would be
she might be actually legitimately under Dr. K's control, or the other way around. Because if I'm the Duffer Brothers, I can just see we've never really seen two people with this power set kind of fight. And I could see that being a thing they might would want to do just for Hollywood reasons. I don't want that necessarily. I want 8 to be, to join up, be on the squad, if you will.
Squawk.
Because I like 8,
Squawk.
But the internet has mixed opinions.
Well, like I have no issues with 8. I just have issues with the episode that 8 was introduced in, and the only episode that 8 was ever in.
I skip that bitch every time.
Yeah, ironically enough. Myself and actually a lot of people on the internet refer to that as the New Mutants episode.
Yeah,
because that it looks and it even reads like a fucking issue of New Mutants. Like we got this. I mean, it's peak '80s Chris Claremont goodness, but it just doesn't fit Stranger Things that much.
yeah. It's like a pilot for a spinoff show.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where they were going with it, and it just like bombed hard. But I mean, everybody I know, when they rewatch the show, they skip the fuck out of that episode.
It's I think I will enjoy that more on like subsequent viewings. But my first go around, I was like, I'm straight up not having a good time, dog.
See, it's actually the other way for me. I enjoyed that episode the first time I saw it. But the first time I saw it, I didn't realize how much of a pivot it really is.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the end of that episode, it was going to be like, well, that was a thing, and then we're just never going to talk about it ever again.
And, like, don't get me wrong, that's actually my, like, quote-unquote favorite, like, style of Elle is, like, I like the bitch in Elle. Like, I like, the punk rock. I like that style for her. But after that, like, that, I didn't need that episode to give me that. Like, we could have figured out something else.
So, Caleb, you brought up a good point about like that not being 8's power. Like what what most people are speculating the reason to have her chained up in this room for. So what the fuck is the question? Yeah,
right. I mean, like, so Hopper kind of speculates that like whatever they're using to disrupt her is coming from in that room, but what we're led to believe is like they're actually using that shit on her. So I don't know what the fuck.
What the fuck, yeah.
I don't know if it's like, they're torturing her, and so then she emits whatever this shit is. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
She's an incredibly powerful entity. But who knows? They got to explain what the fuck is up with Dr. K.
Yeah.
Like, military Dr. Brenner female version.
Yeah. She's doing a great job, though.
She is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Sarah Connor can't go wrong.
Come on, yeah. This, for me, this is a small thing. So small that I don't think the Duffers... I know the Duffers didn't even think about this. But it is something that needs to be addressed. So, Elle... When we first see her, she is training on this kind of makeshift obstacle course to prepare her to go down for the real thing. And she's trying to make a certain time because when she makes the jump, it has to be like, there's like 7 seconds that they specify between, what was it, like the lightning
and the thunder.
But they don't know that until they're actually in the Upside Down.
Okay. But wasn't that... But even still, though, the issue is this. It's not fucking true. It's not fucking true because it only happens when they need it to happen in this show. And then because I even went back and watched it, right? Because I was like, okay, let me rerun this shit and watch it again. Like, they get the lightning strike, 7 seconds to get the thunder, and then it never happens again. So, And it's weird because earlier, Oz, you mentioned the scene with Erica and how when she was, she actually timed them. It was a minute. And I'm like, okay, because at first I was going to just chalk it up to like time dilation in movies and TV shows where we always get where like time is whatever they needed to be in that moment. But the fact that it never happens again, I don't know. I don't like that shit.
And I would imagine it's probably not like that in the other episodes either, where we spend a lot of time there. Yeah, I mean that shit was kind of contrived, but it didn't have anything to do with the time on the training course, though.
Yeah, it didn't.
But it was okay. Training course, put it aside. There's still a 7-second window.
Yeah,
Right.
So
yeah, I agree with you. There's no correlation to the time she was trying to beat on the course.
Yeah, I think that was just more of a thing that Hopper put into place so that she you get this time right. I'll let you go with me onto a crawl, and
thinking she wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, or at least working towards it, or whatever. And then she just pushed herself to the point where she could. And he's like, "You still ain't going, bitch."
I actually love that. I love that she's training.
Oh yeah.
Because Dr. Brenner actually tells her in season 4, like, you're not ready. If you go, Hawkins is gonna burn. This is a straight up fucking Empire Strikes Back reference when it happens. It's Yoda telling Luke, like, your training is not complete. If you go, then you're gonna fail. And Luke says, fuck it, goes anyway, and he fails. It's a straight up throwback to Empire Strikes Back. Looking at that, like, that's what happened, and so, like, she has to continue to hone her skills because she doesn't have Dr. Brenner anymore. She doesn't have Papa. So, we see her, they've got their little makeshift tank in there for her to use. She's running the obstacle course. She's using her abilities. She's actually gotten really good with them. I love that aspect of it. I also love Hopper being like, oh, yeah, if you can beat this time, you can go with me. And then he kind of, like, goes back on it,
Yeah.
He's also being really overprotective of her. What we are led to believe might be, like, the final scene with her and Hopper was actually a really good fake out, I thought.
I'm tired of it.
I actually it felt very disconnected for me. Like, I almost didn't believe it. I was like,
for me, it felt like we had kind of tread these waters before, and then the fact that it was just another fake out, it's like, okay, like I don't know, it didn't hit. And
so maybe that's what they're trying to do, is like try to fake us out so much that when they actually do kill Hopper,
I won't care.
I don't think they should.
No, honestly, I don't want them to, because like, I will say, Hopper's death got me, man. Like, yeah, I fucking cried. Like, I was sad.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly the end of the episode made me,
right.
You're toying with my emotions, man. But at the same time, I felt that. I didn't feel anything for this scene. Like, this scene did not make me feel like he was actually sacrificed. I understand what he is trying to do, but I really do feel that disconnect between them. I guess maybe it's the Hollywood drama, but like, I do feel that from Hopper and Elle now, and I don't really like it.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it was just a combination of, not that it's the wrong thing to do from a storytelling standpoint, but more so it just didn't feel like the right moment.
Yeah.
If they were going to do it. And then also, like I said earlier, even if they did do it, I'm like, okay, how many times are we going to see Hopper die? It's like, it just doesn't need to.
I mean, clearly they're going to have to do something with the bomb on his chest, because otherwise...
we can start with him taking it off.
Right.
Yeah. Start with, take it off.
What if he had already lit it, or hit the button or whatever he had to activate it? That would have been trouble.
Yeah.
He just kicks in the door, hits the button, destroys him.
So I guess that's actually a little bit of a character growth for Hopper. Like, I think earlier season Hoppers would have just said, fuck it, blow up pretty early, just to make sure it happens. But at least this one waited to see what was in there and then didn't push the button. Because Hop from season 1 to, honestly, the end of season 4 has always been like number 1 or 2. It's been back and forth between him and Steve for me. It's my favorite characters. This season, I don't like Hopper.
Well, he's a lot more soldier this season.
He is more soldier this season.
Yeah, he kind of had the Bruce Willis, John McClane progression a little bit, where like he goes from being like this kind of really cool everyman type of character to now just a fucking badass, guns blazing.
But it kind of makes sense for him,
I mean, it to a degree. I don't think that he'd be any more trained than those soldiers who he fought. Definitely not. Actually.
No.
I mean, I actually would hard disagree on that because, like, not only was Hopper, in the military or whatever, but he's been fighting this shit for years at this point.
He was in prison for a while.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
But he also fought.
survived a fucking Russian labor camp.
He did fight that shit in that prison.
Yeah, but it's not like he fucking single-handedly just dismantled the whole thing and then.
I do feel like he's kind of OP when it comes to especially fighting the other soldiers. No, I get you, but
I mean, he fought a Demogorgon with a sword.
He did fight a Demogorgon with a sword,
and which goes back to my earlier point about if you are a named character, the Demogorgon is like, fuck, I don't know what to do.
Facts, but
who all thought that the Wheeler parents were donezo?
Oh yeah,
I've said this many times. I never cheered harder for a fucking Demogorgon to kill someone than I thought he was going to kill Ted, and I was so angry that it did not happen. I dislike Vecna, Brenner, all the villains from this show. I loathe Ted Wheeler.
Ted Wheeler's awful.
I fucking hate him. He's the most useless character, and he's just a bad dad and husband.
Hey, he's the dad of the century. I love how he's like, what do you mean is wrong with that? We got another daughter?
It's like, you don't even know how old she is. It's like, I'm not talking about this.
I know how
I'm going to go hit some golf balls.
I know how old she is. She's off in college.
I love all the memes where it's like Ted Wheeler across the room watching his kids visit their mom. They don't even stop by to check on that motherfucker or anything.
No, because he is so useless. There is no connection to this character. He is a fucking piece of shit. He is dipshit Ted.
This is the reason why. Well, I almost said his baby mama. The reason why his wife almost stepped down on him with a 17-year-old.
Well, it's just honestly, there was part of me was like, go ahead. Maybe choose someone new, but go ahead. Yeah,
when their mom broke the wine bottle or whatever, I was like, oh, she want to go be with Billy.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna do the trick, but the fact that she just so apparently now this whole thing, especially from this season, is get it done Wheelers is a thing. For Mike, Nancy, now Karen and Holly, they're the Wheelers get shit done.
And Ted.
Nope. No.
I really love how much of a badass Nancy is.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, I thought that fucking shotgun was gonna knock her fucking shoulder blade out of socket, but she held on to it.
She wrecked Vecna with it in season 4.
I know, but she's still in. But she's about the size of my microphone stand.
She'll be all right.
I was just concerned, is all. But no, they're fucking Macaulay Culkin Home Alone trap.
Fucking that shit was so good.
I really love the pacing with this whole season. Episode 1 was a lot of catch up and exposition, but once they get the ball rolling in episode 2, man, it just stays like it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I feel like episode 3, I told a couple of people, I was like, when you sit down to watch 3, you're gonna want to watch 4 right after.
Right after.
Which I guess we should talk about Max.
We absolutely should talk about Max.
Yeah.
I lost my damn mind.
So I actually called this as soon as I saw the. So we see the scene with Holly and Henry, and he's like, "Whatever you do, don't go in the woods. There's monsters in there."
Yeah.
Okay, but see, then we get that weird camera shot where it's behind some trees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody's watching this shit. I guarantee you, it's Max. I say this to him, and he's like, okay, and then. Lo and behold, by the end of the episode, fucking called it.
Good guess.
Because it could have been one of two people, and one should not have been Eddie. There was a thought that honestly, there's plenty of people who think that's the way it should have went.
No.
I don't agree. But definitely Max. Like, because obviously she's in a coma.
Yep.
Like, what's keeping her from waking up? Her entire body. Like, obviously people in comas, there's no real predicting of when you're going to come out of one. Mm-hmm. So I love the fact that they're giving this a reason, and the fact that she almost got out. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was amazing. Like that, she almost was able to get out. That was a nice little twist on the whole thing. I do think that's one of the plot threads that they're gonna have to play on, and I think it's gonna go one of two ways. Obviously, I hope that she comes out and is able to they're able to get her consciousness back to her body, but I also could see a reality where she can maybe get into the upside down or something, but Lucas and her actually get face to face and she can't get out, or destroying, killing Vecna destroys this prison that she's in, and then also her consciousness. It could go that way. I think either way, it's going to be a cool, really awesome moment. Whether it's either awful for Lucas,
the trailer for the next half. There is a scene of Lucas carrying Max through the hospital, running from something.
Yep.
So that's a thing, and I'm like, don't do this, don't do this.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That would be impactful as fuck if they do something along those lines.
Honestly, yeah. I don't want to see Max go. I don't. But that would be a fucking amazing moment.
She is by far my favorite. So,
do we know the state of her physical body? I mean, I know we've seen it, but how is she?
Well, I'm assuming that her, the crazy fractures have healed.
Yeah, it has been 18 months, so a little over a year. Well, year and a half.
So.
Yeah.
So at least her fractures are healed. We don't know the state of her eyes.
Her eyesight.
I feel like she has to be blind if she comes back, or something.
Not necessarily. I mean, her consciousness not being in her body could be, the reason for that. But we're gonna see.
Or she might not.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
What else have we not talked about? What do you guys think about Holly? The only still a child character because she was recast.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that kid is still that old.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time connecting with her as Holly. Don't get me wrong, I think she's doing a great job. I'm having a hard time connecting to her as Holly.
I actually like Holly. She's another Wheeler, you know what I mean? Another Wheeler kid, and it tracks. I mean, she's kind of naive, obviously, but at that age.
I feel like she's been sheltered more than the other two.
Yeah, probably so. I remember being like, man, did they just forget there was another Wheeler? But obviously they didn't, and I am glad that they kind of brought her to the forefront here. I need to know what the fuck is going on. As soon as Vecna started kidnapping the fucking kids, I was immediately like, oh, god damn it, not this again. I'm looking at you, Love and Thunder. Gore, the child kidnapper.
That's right, yeah. Oh, shit. I'm kind of indifferent to Holly right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing for me inherently bad about the character at all, or about the performance even. I think all that's solid stuff. I don't know. I guess when I think about her, I don't really think about the character. I think about her means to the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just hasn't had those endearing character moments yet that help define a lot of the other cast that we all kind of truly love.
Mm-hmm.
And she might get that though. Maybe she'll kick Henry right in the nuts.
And pop them like water balloons.
I do love the scene where...
Throw back to Lucas.
Where Vecna was basically like, do you know why I take these kids? Because fuck them, that's why.
If he would have said that, I would still be laughing from when I saw it.
So let's obviously talk about the Ultra Instinct Will.
Oh, man.
This moment was...
We were popping so fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, I lost my absolute shit for the sorcerer. He's the MVP right now for me.
Yes, sir. And like, I love the switch that flipped with that actor Noah. Like, he went like, cause he's always played that, you know, Will very soft-hearted, very timid, yeah. And then just that fucking, you know, like Undertaker fucking look.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And, you know, I love that they did a slow burn and build with this.
Yeah.
Because it didn't come out of nowhere.
No, it didn't.
I would have hated it had this shit came out of nowhere.
Right, yeah.
But because of the build and, like, the importance of the moment, that was truly, like, his Super Saiyan trigger, you know?
Yeah, like, he went Ultra Instinct Will, like,
Yeah.
real quick.
I thought that was great.
And Mike is incorrect. He is not more like a sorcerer. He doesn't get his abilities innately. He got them from a patron. He's a fucking warlock.
But typically, if you're a warlock, don't you have to, like, choose?
Not necessarily.
Oh, well, fuck. Okay. Well, in that case, then, yeah, I guess he'd be a warlock.
Who are we saying is a warlock?
Will.
No, he's a sorcerer.
No, he's not. He was not born with these abilities.
You don't know that.
It's true.
You don't know that. Maybe Vecna.
So are we gonna go? And again, this is another
Multi-class?
This is another series, a series of fan threads that I've read. That there's some people actually think that Vecna was his biological father.
I hate that.
I hate it. So I fucking agree. But I'm just saying I heard about it. I'm just throwing that out there.
But they sure as fuck did put his mom in that
flashback. So there is the possibility that that's maybe a thing.
Wait, whose mom?
So when Max does the scene where she goes to the high school and Henry Creel is in the play.
Okay, yeah.
Joyce is handing out the flyers.
Yeah.
So that's where that whole theory comes from, and I would really hate that if that was the case.
Fucking same. I'm just saying it's a thing.
But also,
but
like I
playing
said,
to your theory, he could be a sorcerer.
And like I said, fucking, young Winona Ryder can get it.
We are not coming full circle with this shit.
I'm not saying we are, but I'm saying Henry might have. /Vecna/1/ Mr. Watson.
You mean to tell me that Vecna is doing all this so he can spin the block? Like,
I mean, you know, he could have easily killed Joyce in that final fight, but he just pushed her out of the way.
he can easily do a lot of shit. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess in the earlier seasons they just mentioned that Will's and Jonathan's dad had died like 3 years earlier, but they never said his name, right?
No, his dad actually shows up
in season 1.
Season 1? Well, I think he died.
Yeah, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Lonnie, yeah.
He shows up. Remember,
He's a real big piece of shit.
Yeah, he's dipshit Lonnie.
I don't think everyone can be dipshit.
Yeah, but he rolls up and he's just fucking useless. Like, yeah, he's like helping them search or whatever.
Oh,
Well, no, like he doesn't help him search. Like it was.
Oh, that's why there was quotations on that shit.
Oh, well, no, like the search was over. Like that, he didn't show up until after Will was dead.
oh well.
Because he came for the funeral and was like trying to use, some sort of fucking, blackmail to, get insurance payout from the quarry that they found Will's dead body in, and it was fucking garbage.
Well, that's nice of him.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we have?
Yeah, so we don't know that Will didn't have his powers at birth.
We don't. We still don't.
He could be the sorcerer.
He could be. I still think he's a warlock.
I mean, that's fine. I think if anything, I think Vecna's the warlock. I think Will is the sorcerer, and then of course we have Elle is the wizard.
No, Elle is the wizard because she was.
That's what I just said.
Not wizard, sorcerer.
No,
Because she was born with her powers.
We don't know that.
Well, we kind of do.
No, actually, I think that it's we kind of do know because her mom has it a little bit, so that's fair.
Yeah,
but at the same time though, like she is not able to use them without intense amounts of study, whereas Will didn't have to do that.
There was no study. There was just practice.
Bullshit. That's the same thing.
No, it's not. Study is.
She
like,
had to learn how to use those abilities. She had to be
so
taught
does
day in and day out.
Yeah, we can.
They literally have a fucking magic school. It's got rainbows on the walls, but it's a magic school.
It ain't no magic school.
This is for both of you.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah.
God damn.
We're 5 seasons deep into this nerd show, okay?
Yeah.
Actually.
This is a pop culture show. Your conversations, straight up nerd talk. Oh, no, she's a sorcerer. No, she's a fucking wizard. Oh, Will's a warlock. Will would be the.
Why don't you just sit over there and push your glasses up, okay? This is kind of like how you don't think Sinners is a musical, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
because
absolutely
it fucking
incorrect.
ain't.
It is.
You're incorrect.
I'm not incorrect.
And the internet is with me. The homies are with me.
No, it's like what the homie said online. Okay, then fucking 8 Mile's my favorite musical then.
I mean,
musical.
Because it's fucking not a musical. If I look at the categories for 8 Mile or Sinners, what does it say? Not a fucking musical. You know what it says? Drama for 8 Mile, horror for Sinners. I'll fucking check.
Hit that purple button.
it's just
Hit
because
that purple button.
Antebellum Vampire Musical is not a proper, like, category.
They can make one.
Okay. All right.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, you keep on thinking whatever you wanna believe over there. That's
Motherfucker,
okay.
that's what I do.
Look, motherfucker, I've seen Cats. That's a horror movie.
All right, listen, some shit is...
I mean, Sweeney Todd can be considered.
I like horror. Some shit is too scary for me. So I have not seen Cats. I've seen the trailer and I said, oh no.
No, yeah, neither I. No, I'm good.
You seen the trailer and you said,
Kalel, no.
No.
God damn.
I like this new button.
I love it. It's replaced our wrong.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I missed the wrong, though.
Something had to go, you know.
Something had to go. We have at least 2, maybe 3 superior Lex Luthers. So, you know. Also, Kevin Spacey's kind of problematic. So.
He is a little problematic. Yeah. So we get the next batch of episodes Christmas.
And then New Year's Eve, we get the finale.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, okay.
Which, everybody gonna have to watch that shit because we are all gonna be in the same place for an extended amount of time on New Year's Day.
Yes, sir.
So the finale is just gonna be like one whatever the fuck.
It's like a 2+ hour.
I want to say
episode.
it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and they are actually playing it in some theaters, but not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't want to cry in a theater full of people anyway. So
True.
Yeah, because we know we all gonna be crying.
It depends on what happens, right?
yeah,
We
That's
know
true.
someone's dying.
they could just
Vecna.
they could just rock Vecna shit, and then
Everybody-
like Mike said, everybody moves off to like a new place.
a new place with 3 waterfalls.
They move out to California
Which
and
is-
hang out with Argyle.
Which is such a fucking danger because he should know you don't go chasing waterfalls.
God
right.
damn it.
Yeah. Well, no, that hasn't come out yet.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
he doesn't
This
know.
has to happen so that TLC can write this.
Yeah. Yeah. The song was actually about the ending to Stranger Things back in 1987.
Yeah. We don't figure some shit out, though.
Yep.
Yeah. The TLC heard about these kids from Hawkins and how you don't go chasing
Yeah, like,
waterfalls,
man, we gotta-
and then they wrote the song.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
All right. And for the Christmas episodes, do we know how many we're going to get then?
3.
Okay.
Yeah, so 8 episodes total.
350.
And I will say, one of the things that's pretty interesting is the finale for season 1. The episode is titled "The Upside Down," and the title for the series finale is called "The Right Side Up." So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Oh, shit. Well, thankfully, we don't have to place our bets on complete full theory crafting as of yet because we have still the Christmas episodes to go.
Yep.
Grimace.
Yep. What a Christmas gift that will be. I'm looking forward to that.
And fortunately, the Duffer Brothers knew that this was how they were going to be released. Season 4, Netflix didn't fucking tell them they were going to do that shit, so that's why the episodes are kind of wonky. Whereas in this time, they actually shot them this way, knowing they were going to be released this way, which is why I think, you know, obviously there's a couple missteps in these first 4 episodes as we've spent the last 2 hours talking about. But I will say that they do feel very cohesive as like a mini season, and I really appreciated that.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, all of our main characters say all their prayers and take all their vitamins because Vecna didn't look like he was fucking around.
No, sir.
Hulk Hogan would have been advising them to do that.
He would have been.
So he would have been around at that time. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. All the little Hulkamaniacs, all right,
Lucas wouldn't even know that he hates him.
Yeah. Lucas would think that he's an accepted Hulkamaniac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Just
some things were, just better off not knowing back in '87.
Yeah. It was the 80s.
It's even further back than '94.
Yeah. This is way before Dave Chappelle had 2 kids.
Yeah, way before.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys have anything else before we wrap this one up?
Oh, you guys ready to score this?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Oz, you're the guest, so.
I'm gonna go with a 8.5. Like I said, there are certain things that I'm just not digging. This is a character-driven show, and a lot of the characters are, the pairings are not matching up for me, and so I feel like that's a mark of a good storytelling is to have the good pairings and at least having. It's not working for me. Like that's why I didn't give it higher, but the show itself is not, it is exceeding my expectations as far as like the story itself, the overarching story. So I'm go with 8.5.
I'm actually right there with you. I had an 8.5 in mind as well. I think that this is a tremendous section of season of television. I had a lot of fun with this, and like you said, it's not perfect. It has its little hiccups here and there, but even all that withstanding, I had a blast with this. It's great to come back and revisit these characters because there is always the fear with a show like Stranger Things that is ever changing and ever growing. It's been 3 years since I've last seen this show. Do I still love it? And I do. And the characters are just as endearing and just as personable as I remember. And Hawkins is just as much as of a living, breathing character as I remember, except now it has a big ass Band-Aid on it. And now they really have an end goal in mind, and the things with shows like this is that when they reach their end game, all of these plots and character arcs, they start to converge so they can come to a natural end. And I'm really curious to see how these arcs end up playing out for these characters and just for the story as a whole. But because they still have my curiosity and they still have my full attention, and because I still want to go back and rewatch these episodes before I watch the next batch, I'm going to stick with 8.5 on this one. I really enjoyed it.
I actually am planning to do a total rewatch before the next batch comes out.
The whole thing?
Yeah, I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm caught up on Mighty Nine, so I gotta catch up on Has Been, and then I'm probably going to just binge the whole show.
I actually recently just re-binged.
Yeah, because I started my rewatch too early. I started that shit in like July, and then by before Dragon Con, I had watched it all.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. Because the show is so good. I always try on this show to not change my rating once other people start talking unless they say something to convince me to change it. But I try not to change it just because I had the same score, which would be what I was doing here. So I also had an 8.5. So if 3 people have agreed on something, then it's a fucking fact. So here we are.
Thought it was a party.
No. That depends on what the activity is.
Oh, okay.
I agree with you guys. I think that the actors, for the most part, very good at being these characters by now. Yes, we are at the point where it has to be so plot driven, right? Because we're at that point where we only have, considering season 5, we only have maybe 10 to 13 hours of the show left. We have a lot of boxes we have to check off, and we have to check them off. And while maybe sometimes that's going to feel like box checking, you vastly would prefer that to the alternative. C, Game of Thrones season 8, where they were like, "Fuck you and your boxes." You think we're going to check this shit off, but we're just not gonna. Trust me, you would much rather this feel like a bunch of check boxes. Is there a varying degree of skill you can execute to make that feel intuitive? Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Duffers are doing a pretty decent job considering all the boxes and shit they have left to check. George R. Martin will be spinning up brand new characters right now. He would be like, all right, this motherfucker needs a plot. Let be like, George, we got 7 episodes left.
We're about to end this thing.
Yeah, we're about to end this thing. He'd be like, all right, so 4 new characters then. I got to get them in. We're going to introduce a whole new nation.
Just to kill him.
The Fire Nation is going to invade Westeros. What the fuck? But no, I think that, like I said, while it is clunky in some places, I think that overall, they're doing a great job. We love the characters. We love the world. Some of the pairings, I think the Will/Robin, obviously, like, that's money, and we love it. You know, and a lot of our side characters, they don't have the weight of 5 seasons on them. Like, Murray can just show up and be Murray. Mm-hmm. Erica can just show up and be Erica. They don't have the weight of, like, having to kind of, you know, push this plot, pay off 4 other seasons of shit like all our other characters do. Mm-hmm. And Holly kind of benefits from that as well. So, yeah, I'm to say I'm excited about the rest of it. Still, I'm still just as hyped as I was 2 weeks ago before we had seen any of these. And these 4 episodes definitely scratched that fucking itch.
Yes,
I never at any point felt like I waited 3 years for this. This isn't fucking worth it. You know, I never once had that thought. And when the sorcerer popped out, I mean, you were there in the room. I about leapt off the fucking couch,
Yeah,
man.
you did.
I was like, oh boy. Can we call him a Sorlock? Would that be appropriate?
He's a motherfucking sorcerer.
He's a warlock.
The
goddammit.
episode is called The Sorcerer.
Just because the Duffer Brothers don't understand the way D&D's powers work, that doesn't, like, I mean, you know.
Homies,
maybe
thank
you don't understand
guys
the way D&D
for
works.
joining in.
I know better than you.
I don't think you do.
Hopefully you guys come back and yeah, we'll be back again. That's gonna be all for this one. Before they spin up to another fucking argument that admittedly I did start this one. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.
And I'm Superhero Homie Oz.